and gentlemen, it's me, AC, joined by Formal to bring you the last best of 5 series of the day. It's going to be For the Win versus SUPRMODE and another Iberian matchup of Portugal versus Spain. Right now, For the Win undefeated,
Mm-hmm.
but
Well, so super mode. So it's
also
that other
good.
side. And honestly, if you were to go coming into this week, just sort of based on goal differential as sort of that tie-breaking factor, this is the best team from Spain versus the best team from Portugal coming
Mhm.
into today. Now, obviously, that's changed a little bit considering that at the moment Canyons are 3-0 and only 2-0 for super mode. So
Yeah.
they might not be the best team in Spain after this one, but either way, it's the battle of the best right now. And For the Win kind of becoming Portugal's big hope in this tournament. I'm curious to see how they're going to match up as they start playing these Spanish teams.
So am I. I mean, we've seen a couple of faces from For the Win. We've seen them be hyper defensive, and we've seen them be hyper tactical as well. Sometimes a little bit sluggish on the offense, but they play around. They play heavily around their opponent's mistakes. So in this game, I doubt that Supermode are going to give them a lot of mistakes to work with. But let's see if they can find the chinks in Supermode's armor to
Yeah.
actually collect some games for themselves. Now, I predicted that as much as I look for them, I predicted them to lose against Supermode, but
The right
I
choice.
I
That's the
don't
right
know.
choice. Look, I don't think it's actually as cookie cutter as things are made
Yes.
out to be. I mean, we dem bots did take a game off super mode. We do know super mode can be thrown off balance by unorthodox play styles, and while granted, out of all the Portuguese teams, For the Win probably is the most orthodox. I do feel if we're comparing the two countries and sort of the
Yes.
team's play styles, there's definite differences between them. So, and if For the Win is the best of sort of this unorthodox approach to the game, well, maybe that's something that can throw super mode off of balance. I feel that is definitely going to be an opening. And also, I mean, look, there's been 9 games played right now by For the Win, if we're going to include both their best of fives.
Yes.
6 of them have gone to overtime. They have won 5 of those. They have won more than 50% of their games played in overtime. If that's not the biggest of clutch genes, I don't know what is. So I kind of
Look,
feel like For the Win, even if they get behind, their mental is unbreakable. And
they
that's something
exhaust you
that
to
Super
death,
Mode
man.
exactly. And that's something Super Mode is going to have to be very wary of in this series.
Absolutely, but we're gonna go through that pros stinger before we head into the game because we're ready. The players are ready. We'll be right back with you. And on the blue side, For the Win esports. On the orange side, it's SUPRMODE, and we still have Rubik's with the cowboy hat. It's a mainstay, and Bruno's already making the offensive plays. And 5 seconds in, For the Win, opening up
Here
the
we
board.
Here we go. It's the unorthodox cheat coming from Bruno. Gets the flip reset and gets that opening
Wow.
goal. And that's what we were hoping to see from this For the Win side. A beautiful, beautiful solo play through that cheat. And already super mode on that back foot. And we've seen this team kind of struggle when put off guard. Maybe this is that hot start, exactly what For the Win needed.
Maybe. Let's see, because we just need to see how they handle the defense. Because we were just praising their defensive prowess and kind of disregarding how offensive they could be. I mean, they're unorthodox. They're unorthodoxy. Is that a word? I don't even know.
Unorthodox is totally a word.
Unorthodoxy.
Oh, that I'm not so
That
sure
is,
about.
yeah, exactly. But
I
the
don't
way
play
they-
Scrabble.
their unorthodox play style seems to be playing out so far. Rubik's still on the offense, trying to disrupt the back line, trying to get Gooch in a good position, but Bruno's
Good
there
bump.
to defend. Bumps it up, boom, quick, not going to get the demo that he wished for, as Sack also gets a defense. Again, the unbreakable barrier of For the Win seems to be paying dividends for themselves now.
Oh, that was interesting. Boom, quick, not liking the first attack actually comes through the second opportunity to get that clear. It was a good fake attempt coming from this blue side, but not going to bear fruition. That said, still on the attack, Bruno trying to catch his own pass, keeping the ball in a dangerous spot. Peep goes up for it, but that angle's going to be a bit too tough, so he throws it back to Sack instead. Tries to push forward, but too slow on his recovery means Boom Quick can clear the ball straight down the middle. Peep misses it, opening for Rubik's to pass it back. Shot from Boom Quick is not quick enough.
Not quick enough, and it's now Gooch on the offense, still trying to collect some boost, but he's on 7 points right now. For the win, have the boost advantage. Peep is trying to take the play, make the play happen, gets the ball rolling into the backboard, but Gooch is there for the clear.
That was a breakaway opportunity. Peep, instead of trying to get tricky with that air dribble, should have just banged that ball as hard as he could. Maybe even set up the backboard pass for one of his teammates, and that could have been a goal. A small missed opportunity right there for the win, who, well, yes, they have that 1-goal lead. You have to think it might not last. They need to get any goals that they can when those opportunities present themselves, because right now, this is super mode on the attack, and they're looking very hungry for their first goal of this series.
Yes, they are, but they're not finding any success to break through the defensive for the win. And what? Peep! With the assist from Bruno from center field, Bruno just bumps it, and Peep, all the way across from their goal, gets a perfect shot.
And that's the second time in a row. This time, Peep doesn't make the mistake of trying to go for the air dribble. He bangs it straight on down as soon as he realized Super Mode is playing so far forward. Super Mode, they're playing a little arrogant, it almost feels like. They're thinking, we're the better mechanical team. We're just the better team overall. We can afford to play this far into the blue side of the pitch, but in doing so, they're just leaving themselves so exposed down the middle. I mean, it's 1 for 2 at the moment. It took 2 attempts, but there was the case that For the Win was able to get it done, and now with the 2-goal lead, everything is looking so good for this Portuguese squad.
Yes, it is. And if they manage to keep this tempo up, it might actually... Oh my goodness!
And again, it's straight down the middle. Bruno and Peep just running it straight on down. The demo from Peep right there to help set up that goal for Bruno, and this is fantastic for this Portuguese team right now, up 3-0 in game number 1.
If they keep up this tempo, game 2 and 3 might be a breeze as well. This is, to their credit though, this is not the super mode that we're used to see. I think they were caught completely off guard, and they need sort of a mental reset coming to game 2, because this game number 1 seems to be all about For the Win and how they strike that ball nice and deep on the offense.
Again, I mean, they found the weakness in this super mode side because they're playing so aggressive, because they're playing so far forward. They're doing that by trying to run the boost game, and it's just been throwing the ball down the middle, hitting that ball hard. That's been punishing the super mode side, and it's an easy fix for super mode. It just means a bit wider rotation. It's not pushing as far forward, but game 1 by this stage might already be lost. This could be a thing of like, okay, you know what, game 2, we're not going to push as far forward. We're going to be a bit more defensive minded. We're going to play further back, maybe look for passes, maybe just try and change our, offensive look up right now, and they're already trying to do so in this game. Peep, keeping this alive, is able to clear it out through the goal, and oh my goodness, For the Win, they just do not want to give anything over.
That is illegal. How do you do that?
I'm starting to become a believer, and I know it's only game 1, and we don't want to, crown champions just yet, but For the Win, this is the best I've seen him play. This is the fastest I've seen him play, and they are really taking it to the super mode side.
Sack is on the defense there, catches the ball, gets it in play for the win. Yet again, 1 minute left on the clock, and still 3 goals to score by super mode if they want to get into overtime, which is historically where For the Win seem to dominate the most.
Yeah, but hey, you know what? I think For the Win would much rather avoid overtime in this first game. I know I would if I were a Portuguese fan right now. Sack trying to recover, does eventually get around to the other side. Boom, quick. That's a very unconventional miss, and Peep with the bump as well nearly opened the door for Sack. However, with 30 seconds remaining, they have their time to take the time, and yeah, this is super mode. I think they've run out of opportunities in game number 1. It's time to start looking more towards game number 2.
Bruno and Peep right now, they changed up their game style. They went from the 1-2 quick plays and started to go grounded. But right now, honor goal coming in from the side of super mode. But they still have 19 seconds on the clock. If they're fast on their feet, or if they're fast on their wheels, they can score 2 more goals and take it to overtime.
Yeah, absolutely. It's still in the books right now. I think that play right there is more to see. Oh, Rubik's opportunity. Peep, though, does get enough behind it, and that should end this first game, especially if Peep gets 1 more touch. He's able to do so, and even if Super Mode is able to drive the ball back to the other side of the pitch, I do believe time has run out on him, so it is looking very, very strong for the win. Woo!
Oh, the double bump. Did you see that?
Yes, I did, and that double bump saved the game.
Exactly. Peep gets bumped out of his goal, but immediately from behind him, the bumper gets bumped out as well, saving the extra goal from super mode for the win. A very convincing game 1 for the Portuguese squad.
Yeah, that was absolutely a fantastic start for this team. However, that last goal was actually very critical for super mode because it did show where the weakness in this for the win side actually lies. That tight pass, how Bruno played it, he wasn't playing for the pass. He was still playing as if he was going to be seeing a shot from there. And
Yeah,
he could have pre-jumped it. He could have taken it away. That could be an area that super mode will be looking to expose and exploit moving forward. Instead of perhaps, trying to throw everyone down there, maybe they will start looking for more pass plays because the pass defense, a little bit lacking towards the end. However,
absolutely.
they're not going to be taking those passes as tight in that box. I think those pass plays are going to have to be made more mid pitch because every time super mode has tried to go along those corridors, trying to set up passes from the outskirts of the pitch, for the win has been able to punish straight down the middle. And if that continues to happen, super mode is going to find themselves behind. They're going to need to sit someone back, play the middle of the pitch, sort of stop that corridor or stop that avenue, alleyway, whatever you want to call it, from being exposed right now. It might need looser rotations. It might not be the play style super mode is going to be comfortable with, but if they do not adapt, they are going to lose this series.
And now one thing that I am kind of reticent to push onto super mode is that adaptability. Now we've seen one thing that when we think about super mode is the highly aggressive game style. You think about super mode, you look at Boomquick, you look at Rubik's, you think about these two hyper aggressive players that aren't afraid to go for the demos, aren't afraid to lose pressure for those demos, and are constantly on the offense on the bumps. But For the Win seem to be handling that.
Oh, this is looking sketchy right now for the Win, as those are a lot of shots on target, but the defense is holding that one. Will be able to sneak on through, and really that was just Rubik's putting shot after shot, just rotating so tightly, and eventually, the defense breaks, sack, double commits, isn't able to recover in time, and that will open the door for Boomquick to get that 1-0 lead. And all right, Super Mode fans probably breathing a little sigh of relief right now. This is more accustomed to what they're seeing, but they know that they cannot count For the Win as an easy win in this one, as they've already lost one game to them.
Yes, they have. Now For the Win are back on the offense. Bruno loses the ball in a 2-versus-1 breakthrough. As they get the pinch, the ball is set up, but there's nobody to claim it. There it is again. The bumps in the goal by Super Mode seem to be very effective For the Win. Once again, handling really, really well.
Yeah, and now it is going to be Super Mode on defense, as we actually haven't seen too much defense, but we are seeing is crazy offense. Where did Peep come from?
I don't know. I think he hyperspaced that one. Look at that. Full speed right into the goal. Perfect angle. Nobody to defend that.
That play reminded me of Los Hombres de Paco of last week. Those sort of like cheating from the opposite corner, sort of where the defense least expects it. And my goodness, that was a fantastic equalizing goal For the Win. They're just coming at this Super Mode side from all angles. Rubik's, though, is going to put that shot on target. Boomquick's going to go ahead and steal it away. So just as quickly as the game was tied, once again, Super Mode takes the lead in game number 2.
That was a textbook Super Mode play. We were talking about the demos. We were talking about how well For the Win was handling those bumps and those chunks, and well, that demo didn't quite work out for the Win because they allow Gooch to sneak up in the back, get that extra demo, and get a free goal or free setup goal for Super Mode. And now they're just pouring in 3-1.
That was a case of the cheat getting punished right there. By this stage, the other two members of For the Win are on the opposite end of the pitch. They're not going to be able to rotate back in time. And although the defense did enough to stop that first shot, it's not going to be enough to stop the second. So a risky kickoff coming back to bite For the Win, who now find themselves at that 2-goal difference.
See, now it's a 2-goal differential, but we still, okay, never mind. 3-goal differential as Gooch just bumps it in. For the Win seemed lost on the defense now. They were looking for boost. They were looking for something to defend. Bruno did not expect that rebound to come through, and Gooch was just ready for it to just bump it in.
Yeah, and now Super Mode very much in control of the second game. I mean, they're averaging nearly a goal every 15 seconds. This is starting to look disastrous almost for the Win, as a lot of the wind may be getting taken out of their sails. Now, I did say, this team is one of the most clutch teams out there. However, they never really put up high-scoring games. They're usually kind of low-scoring, sort of dramatic sort of dogfights almost, and I don't really think they have that in them to get 4 goals in one game. I don't know. We haven't really seen it yet. Maybe this will be the time that they do it.
Game seems to have slowed down slightly, but still 3-goal differential, recoverable, but looks like a good game. Peep gets a demo at the back of that. Maybe that's a wake-up call. It's another demo. Okay, might be a wake-up call before the win, trying to get aggressive on the
Oh,
offense. Bruno goes airborne, but it's up to Sack to try to defend this one. Perfect defense off the back, but look who's coming in. Great dribble. Sack is out of fuel, though. This Peep now tries to
yeah.
contest the ball.
Peep, I was like thinking, he's playing so well. He's the one who's really kind of almost been that difference maker for the win. He's just been getting so many banging clears with aggressive positioning, but a couple misses in this game is actually what's kind of holding For the Win back. His aggressive, like either win hard. What is it? High risk, high reward is actually the phrase I'm looking for right now, and the high risks have not been paying off in game number 2. I don't want For the Win to abandon this playstyle, however, just because we've seen the success that they have, and you know what? They still can come back in this one. Sack, again, cheating so far forward right there, nearly punishes Rubik's, but he was a little too far forward, so he doesn't get the big bang on it, but I love how far forward, how aggressive For the Win is playing. Really everyone on this team just looking to set things up past a Bruno, intercepted by Rubik's.
So it feels like they've woken up a little bit too late now as another goal comes in favor of SUPRMODE. 5-1 on the board. And once again, they find a chink in the armor after a demo.
Again, it's not even as if they've woken up a bit too late. It's just, the opposite end of the coin with the playstyle that they're chosen to take with this game. This time around, SUPRMODE a bit more prepared for it, and as a result, they are actually starting to run away with this game. And it's kind of what we saw when SUPRMODE played against We Dem Bots. They take a game to sort of learn how their opponents are approaching it, and then they look to punish them hard. And while, yes, For the Win did get an amazing Game 1 victory, I think if they're going to actually look to get back into the series, they're going to have to mix up their playstyle yet again and always kind of keep SUPRMODE on their toes, because at this stage, SUPRMODE, they've gotten their number, and they are just not looking back as they put up point after point after point.
I can't help check the feeling that this is your fault because of your interaction with For the Win on Twitter.
Yeah, could be. Yeah, let's go back to that overtime style. Let's play defense, go for 0-0, go into overtime, and then get a 1-0 victory. Why not? That always works. Look at the Canberra Havoc. They went to Worlds by doing that. OCE reference, by the way, as it does look as if we are seeing some pressure right now coming down from this For the Win side, but Gooch able to juke out Sack, and he's going for that full solo play. Gets it past Peep as well. Bruno, the third man, is able to stop the attack, at least for now.
At least for now. Now Peep is in a good position to set it up. Gooch is already on the defense, getting it over to the side of For the Win yet again. 55 seconds on the clock. And 4 goals to the score, mark 5. This game seems to be pretty much done in favor of SUPRMODE this time around. If we counted SUPRMODE off in game 1, I mean 50 seconds on the clock to score 5 goals. Seems like a chore to me.
And here's the thing about SUPRMODE as well, is coming into this again, I mentioned it before, they had the largest goal differential in their favor at plus 14. When they start to get a lead, they don't show any restraint. They will just score goal after goal after goal after goal. They want to really put you down, and no brakes, no brakes in their cars. It's only gas and the boost button. So I guess maybe the gas is the brake because it's slower than hard boost. But either way, SUPRMODE, I bet you they're going to try to get the Brazil scoreline.
I mean, I would. It's all about the message that you're sending.
You should always get the Brazil scoreline.
Yeah, absolutely. It's all about the message that you're sending as well. I think that's important. Oh,
yeah.
Missed the Brazil scoreline there. Bruno taking the ball, Boom Quick immediately takes it away from him. 10 seconds left on the clock. Will the Brazil scoreline come true, or will For the Win find a way to score another goal and retain their honor? 1 second left. The ball is airborne. It touches the ground. No, it doesn't. Wait, Bruno's still dribbling it. All right.
Oh, he loses control at the very end. That was almost amazing right there from Bruno, but alas, loses control and the ball will drop. Granted, had Gooch not swung and missed, then we never even seen that situation, but it is what it is. It is how Rocket League is played. We don't count what it would have, could have, should have. We talk about what happened on the pitch and what happened in game number 2 with SUPRMODE adapting to For the Win's playstyle and Boom Quick scoring 5 goals just by himself.
Absolutely. I don't know if you noticed the post-game accolades, but Gooch had a total of 28 bumps in cars. I mean, if that isn't an indicator of how aggressive SUPRMODE plays in the back or in the disruption, I don't know what is. Because For the Win were pretty decent when it came to responding to the bumps and the humps that SUPRMODE are coming against them, but they doubled down on the bumping and the demoing, and it paid off. 6 goals to 1. I mean, it's all down to a best of 3 now.
I mean, that's not the only big stat line if we're going to look at those. Take a look at the shot differential as well. 3 shots taken by For for the win. 3 shots were taken by Gooch. He did the least on his team. Then you have 6 by Rubik's, 7 by Boom Quick. I'm not even going to bother with the math to just tell you right there. That's a lot against a little. Okay, it's 16. I did do the math. Haha, joke's on you. Nearly as many bumps
You
as
pranked
well.
me.
I pranked you so good, but either way, we're going right back on the pitch right now, and it's going to be up to For the Win to try and crack those offensive rotations, try to get some more of their own plays again before they got it straight down the middle. That's not working anymore. They're going to have to mix it up here in game number 3.
Game number 3 is live. The first touch comes over to Rubik's, who immediately sends it over to Bruno. Now he's airborne off the wall, off the ceiling, doesn't quite find the control on the ball that he needed, but he's playing it in tandem with Peep. Sack also on the offensive, but Rubik's is already back on the box to try to bring it clear. Seems like a play, but Sack doesn't have enough boost to actually make it work.
Yeah, I mean, at the moment right now, it's actually was a For the Win to attack, but Rubik's is like, no. We want our own offense going, but, you know, I'm seeing difference already in For the Win's play style. They're playing a little bit further back. They're still setting up straight down the middle, and Peep is able to follow through Sack's great play, and they get a 1-0 lead.
They brute forced this ball in. He had Boom Quick all by himself, and then all 3 members of For the Win committed. If by some reason SUPRMODE managed to clear out that ball, For the Win would be in the world of trouble.
Yeah, that was very high risk, but again, yeah, they just muscled it straight down the middle. It worked for them in game 1 and it's working for them in game 3 right now. Granted, For the Win, you know, in game 2, they were able to punish that by just kind of lobbing it over the top.
Oh!
And what a bump by Gooch to set up Rubik's, but the shot not quite accurate enough.
All right, and nobody there to follow it up as well. Now, it seems like SUPRMODE, okay, that goal didn't count. We're going back on the offense and pedal to the metal. Let's go.
Yeah, I mean, that should be the strategy for them right now. Gooch banging it through and passing it to Rubik. Sack should be able to make the read, but he lets the ball by him. This is a very dangerous situation. Bruno able to get there, but he's going to lose a lot of resources in doing so. And Gooch, you saw right there, steals it away. So running on fumes is the For the Win side. They need to either buy time or just get a big booming clear, and it looks like they're trying to buy that time. Sack able to push through it. Gooch, yeah, he didn't get the pinch he was looking for. He needed that pinch on the wall, doesn't get it, and now For the Win once again on the attack.
On the attack, but immediately lose control of the ball and expect to Boom Quick. Sack clears it out for his team, tries to dribble it through, gets Peep on the assist, who still maintains control of the ball, jumps it off, look at the center, nobody's there, and it's going to be Gooch who clears it off.
Yeah, but still, though, more pressure coming. Bruno, oh, if he just had a little more gas in that tank, that could have been good. Rubik's, I like what he's doing. He's bumping just in case. You never know, and I do like that. Smart defense coming from the SUPRMODE side, but what they really need right now is an answer. Gooch tries to muscle it through. Double commit, actually forces For the Win to ram into each other. Boom Quick, the next man, passing it back to Rubik's, but the pass is a little awkward, and that's going all the way back to the orange side.
And Boom Quick, super aggressive. What just happened? That was a huge flaw. If we're talking about overcommits, that was a huge flaw from SUPRMODE. 2-3 members commit on that defense, and Sack just bumps it in at the right time because there was nobody there coordinating the defense.
Well, I'm still trying to figure out what Sack was actually doing there. That was such an aggressive posturing coming from Sack. He just wanted to give nothing over, and it works out perfectly. I don't think SUPRMODE was expecting Sack to literally be on the wall with them at that stage. Yeah. That was absolutely amazing, and now it's a 2-0 lead for the Win. This is looking very similar to game number 1, and I would not have expected this For the Win team to be on match point. Now, I wouldn't have been too surprised for a game 5, but I would have imagined it would have been going the other way with For the Win fighting back. Instead, we're seeing bumps in the goal, we're seeing shots on target, and we're seeing Peep making it 3-0.
Okay, I'm okay with this. Like, Rubik's got bumped into the goal by Sack, unable to maintain that defensive poise, and the other 2 members of SUPRMODE were just trying to collect boost, or trusting Rubik's to get the bumps and the hums out to defend the goal. But unfortunately, For the Win, they're giving SUPRMODE a taste of their own medicine, really. Oh my goodness, what is this?
Bruno nearly going absolutely crazy with the ball control right there. Isn't quite able to squeeze it in, but with 2 minutes remaining, the pressure is once again back on the SUPRMODE side. Rubik's trying to set something up into the box, trying to force it in. Sack doing all he can to hold it out, but it's sheer force of will that enables Gooch to push the ball over the top and into the net.
Oh man, 2 members committing to that defense. Gooch on the 50-50 gets the slowest goal I've seen so far in the Iberian League, but a goal's a goal, and it's 3-1.
3-1, 2 minutes remaining. That is plenty of time for SUPRMODE to come right back into this one. Gooch actually has a pass set up perfectly to him. Looking to play through the corner right now. Quick is there, but defense will hold on. And I actually wouldn't be surprised if we start to see For the Win start to play a bit more passively, but I don't want them to. It's just sort of like a mental thing sometimes. You try to rely on defense in situations like this, or maybe not. If anyone's going to keep putting that pressure on, it will be Bruno just because of his individual mech skills in this game.
Yeah, now Peeps is out of fuel, and so is Sack. They're trying to set up the play, but they leave nobody on the defense. You already have Gooch boosting his way towards the area of For the Win. Sack manages to clear it out. Bruno's also there on the defense. He's going to try to challenge the air-style shot, and Gooch is there, but gets blocked off by Peep. Rebound by Rubik's. Great defense by Sack.
Ooh, that was scary. I thought Rubik's was going to be able to spike it in. That said, still a lot of pressure coming from this left corner right now, and we're starting to see the demos come into play as Gooch takes out Peep, but the rest of SUPRMODE not fast enough to take advantage of the power play. In fact, they actually have the ball cleared back against them, and this is minute time, you know, time to clutch it out. Can they break these offensive rotations from For the Win with enough time to find that goal? I don't know, because Peep is putting shots on target. He's also rotating back. Agent Rubik's throwing it back to the middle. 50-50 is won by Gooch. It's going to bounce off the backboard. Water falling down in a dangerous spot. Peep doesn't have the read, but no one is there from SUPRMODE to punish.
I mean, that bounce was really, really awkward. And Rubik's was trying to predict the bounce to come slowly off the backboard, but he bounced off slightly from the ceiling, and it completely broke the angle that Rubik's was coming in, but not the angle that Gucci scored.
Watch this again. It's a ceiling shot executed to perfection by Gooch right there, just banging that thing in 94 kilometers per hour. Not the fastest, but definitely the most accurate. And 29 seconds to go, SUPRMODE very much in this. However, even if they take it to overtime, well, it's For the Win. They want to go to overtime.
Yes, they do. That's the problem. They definitely want to go For the Win, and that concerns me. Huge save by Bruno, setting the ball back on the offense For the Win. Because there as well to try to maintain that offensive prowess. Nobody's there to really reply. 9 seconds left on the board. Will Bruno be able to score? No, he won't. Great defense from Boom Quick, but Sack maintains the ball in play. Bruno just bumps it off, and Sack gets the score. 3 seconds left, 4-2. For the Win seems set to win this one.
I'm actually kind of curious right now. I'm going to go back at the end of today and before tomorrow and just have a look at how many games we've seen with a team has a 1-goal lead, extends it to 2-goal lead in the final 10 seconds. Because I feel like it happens all the time where we see these close games just turn into a 2-goal differential at the very end. Either way, the ball will touch the ground. And For the Win, they are 1 game away for getting that critical first Portugal over Spanish victory.
And this is as critical as wins go, because these are two teams that are currently undefeated after week 1. They're both 2-0, and whoever wins over this game is going to establish a nice lead and maybe even try to match up against the Kenyans. Now, speaking of the Kenyans, For the Win are going to face off against the Kenyans. This is a very tough week for the Win overall. They're going to face off the two best teams in the tournament back to back. But if they maintain this type of this kind of performance against the Kenyans, I see good things coming for Portugal, to be honest.
We both were kind of in agreement before coming into this that For the Win are kind of positioned as Portuguese, the best chance for them to make that top 4 to get to that knockout stage. I imagine it, For the Win versus Los Hombres de Paco at this stage, or For the Win versus EC4 as kind of being those clutch deciding games. If they get this victory over SUPRMODE, that's going to open the doors for them for sure. And they could be coming into some of those more tighter matchups with even more confidence. SUPRMODE, considered one of the favorites of this tournament, they're not expecting to drop this game. And For the Win stock, if you're out there, playing the Iberian League stock market game, start buying in For the Win right now, because if they pull this off, those stocks prices are just going to go all the way up.
Absolutely. And right now we're in match point for the Win. Obviously, I fully expect this to go to 5 games. For the sake of my predictions, SUPRMODE should win, but I cannot be mad at all. I will not be mad at all if For the Win. In fact, I'll be ecstatic.
Yeah, if they're able to pull this one through, it would be absolutely phenomenal. Not just for the Win, but I feel like for Portugal and Portuguese Rocket League as a whole right now, to get a win over one of the top Spanish teams would be absolutely amazing.
Yeah, it would, and it'd be a solid indication that they're here to compete for the top spots. Who knows? Maybe even get the first place in playoffs, but still a long way to go from that.
They still got to win.
They still got to
They
win.
also still got to win one more game.
It's they still
Can't get
gotta win
ahead
one
of
more
ourselves.
game. But I fully believe that Supermode are ready to take it to the full 5 games because it's still Supermode. I still believe in
Yeah.
their comeback potential. I still
Oh,
believe in their aggressiveness. So if they're
mhm.
able to find the rotations to get the bumps and to get the demos, For the
You
Win
know
might
what?
be looking at at a 5th game.
You know what I believe in?
What do
I
you
believe
believe
in
in?
Gooch. I believe in Gooch. He has been so far, I feel like the best performing member of the
Yes.
Supermode team. He also, like in the interviews we've had with him, talking to him, he has that mental. He knows, okay, just take things one game at a time. We'll be fine. We're the faster team. We're the better team. So I feel like as long as Gooch is on this pitch, Supermode definitely has that chance to take this series. And he doesn't want to be the Spanish team that loses. He doesn't want that. So I fully expect Supermode to come back swinging. We've seen him bounce back before. We've seen him bounce back already in this series. That's why you still have to play the game. So we are kicking off to game number 4, and this
Oh,
kickoff nearly disastrous for the Win.
oh, nearly disastrous. The kickoff goes in. Boom Quick just slightly nudges the ball in the direction of the goal. And For the Win already under pressure. They're struggling to maintain control of their own side of the field. Rubik's on full boost to get something going. Actually, Rubik's changed up his car. He's serious now. He dropped the cowboy hat.
Oh, hats off. Dude, take off the weighted clothing. Take the hat off. It's time to actually bring it to him. That said, Peep is going to put that first shot on target, and that's going to be a goal for the Win. Take the 1-0 lead.
Goodness. Rubik's clears it off, but actually, just kidding. He sets it up for sack. Or for Beep in this case.
Yeah, and where was the third man? I mean, again, it's Supermode. They want to push forward. They want to be that faster team, but they're leaving no one back in case you get that booming clear sort of steal away. Peep just had an open goal from mid-pitch. That said, Rubik going for the dribble play, tries to spike it off the crossbar, but is not quite able to this time around.
And Sack now still on the offense For the Win. Seems set on that goal, but they're running out of boost. They need to go back, try to reset their thoughts, try to gain some, try to gain some resources. Sack clears it off. Boom Quick's already on the wall to regain position of it. A little bit of a flyover for Rubik as Gooch now tries to make a shot. Peep off the wall. Gets on center field. Sets up for Sack. Boom Quick disrupts the play.
Come on and slam, and welcome to the jam. It's just dunk central right now. 3 dunks in a row going both ways. Has neither team able to establish those solo
Wait a
plays right
minute.
now. Bruno trying to push it down the middle. Here comes that For the Win attack, but both teams are just sending so many people down. We're seeing so many cars racing back in defense with only one member back trying to buy time, then the second member getting the clear. Very, very similar. This ping pong game in the past has gone in Supermode's favor. I think For the Win is going to try to slow the pace down soon.
Maybe try to slow the pace down. They're trying to be a little bit more technical with their play. Nice setup by Pete. Bruno goes in for the shot, bounces it off. Sack tries to get it in, bounces it off again. Huge save by Boom Quick. A little bit of a messy play there in the area of Supermode.
Yeah, I mean, Peep was going to be the 4th man, but he didn't want to risk it, so instead he falls back to keep the offensive rotation going, keep that pressure there, but it does look as if Supermode has just been able to break it. Peep, he's been getting so many good touches on the ball. He has really been that standout performer for me right now on this For the Win side, and again, he just sort of shuts down any Supermode attack before it can get going with just big banging shots, and Bruno as well wins the 50, but no one's underneath to catch it. I don't know. Peep is definitely that player to watch. He's been very high risk, high reward. Game 2, he struggled, but he came back in Game 3, and in Game 4 right now, he is just smacking that thing around.
And Peep has a full clear way over to a Supermode's goal. Sack off the ceiling, tries to bounce him into the midfield. Rubik's is airborne, but so is Bruno. They bump into each other. Neither of them are in a good position to follow up. Bruno passes it off. Great defense. And Sack gets a demo to alleviate some pressure on the side of For the Win.
2 minutes, 8 seconds remaining. We've passed that halfway mark, and if For the Win can hold on, it will be that Portuguese victory over a Spanish team that has been lacking thus far. Boom Quick tries to challenge Sack, but Sack maintains possession. Bruno stealing it away from his own team. He's the one with the boost, but he gets dunked on by Gooch. Peach, again with the good touch, but Boom Quick able to get that pressure on, and yeah, the pace is slowing a bit. Deeper rotations coming from Supermode just to ensure that they get more shots on target. They're going to try and break the defense, but these deeper rotations not really bearing fruit at this stage.
For the Win, all that they're doing is hold the ball on their side. Even if they have control of the ball, they just hold it on their side, play it slow, wait for a setup, wait for a mistake from Supermode, and go for long shots. This is what they're doing. Look at this. They're not going for hard bumps. They're just trying to maintain the ball on their half and wait for a misposition, wait
Opening.
for an impatient moment from SUPRMODE to go for a long shot. Look at it.
Yeah, absolutely. Like, they're just sitting back and just, again, getting dunks. I've been seeing so many dunks going in favor of For the Win in this stage. And really, SUPRMODE, they need to actually, I feel, get some more pass plays going across the pitch, try to bait out the defense a bit more. But it's hard because For the Win is also playing so patient. They're not taking any risks right now, and they're leaving no exploits for the Win. That said, though, the second there's an opening, I do expect SUPRMODE to punish it with lightning quick accuracy. In 45 seconds, they might get desperate in trying to force that play.
40 seconds now, still 1-0. Bruno's airborne. Great defense and deny from Rubik's, but Gooch is still on the offense. Again, peep in the air, gets the deny. He gets the bounce off to try to clear it off, but a huge shot! Great save from Sack. Boom, quick. Good indications that SUPRMODE still haven't given up. It's still 1-0. 20 seconds left on the clock, and Sack gets a demo.
Everyone from For the Win just pushed to the orange side of the pitch. The first time we've seen it all game, and with 15 seconds remaining, maybe SUPRMODE can turn this into a counterattack. Boom, quick, with possession, looking to bounce it off the backboard. Peep's going to steal it away. 8 seconds to go. For the Win might actually hold on. They're looking to score that last goal, but Rubik's is going to throw it back to the outside. Gooch gets underneath it, throws the shot on target. Bruno is there to make the save. Sack is going to try to redirect it, trying to let the ball touch the ground. Boom, quick, able to get underneath it, trying to push it back towards the goal, back towards the box. Everyone's upward. Gooch keeping it in the air. Rubik's as well, keeping it through that corner. Ball bouncing nearly, but again, caught by Rubik's. However, Peep is able to get that booming clear. Not quite. Gooch catches it along the wall, keeping it still in it, leading it back towards the goal. Defenders go up. Bruno gets the touch. It's off the backboard. He tries to spike it down, but cannot quite get to it as Boom Quick keeping it in the air underneath Rubik.
How is it still
going? Pass to Gooch. Gooch can't catch it, and For the Win, get the win for Portugal.
What the heck was that? That was the longest second I've ever seen, and For the Win secure the victory and retain their undefeated status. For the Win, thank my friends Zinga, because you've sure as hell earned it.
Oh my goodness. For the Win. I mean, I wasn't expecting them to do it. I have to admit, I picked this one wrong. SUPRMODE looked so good last week. For the Win, they had their sketchy performances, but they stepped up today. They took it to SUPRMODE. I mean, again, so many openings down the middle. They looked like the Canyons at time. They played similar to the Canyons and just how they strike straight down the middle on some of these defensive clears. That's how they won game 1 and 3. And then game 4, there was that iron defense that you were talking about at the start of this one that they can pull out. SUPRMODE, they were throwing shot after shot. I mean, the shot differential in that last game was 3-9. Three times as many shots from SUPRMODE, but they couldn't score the goal.
Of course not, because For the Win just didn't need to actually go aggressive. I told you, we pointed this out. For the Win was just holding the ball on their half because this is where they prime, this is where they play, and they were just running rotations, going into the side of SUPRMODE, collecting boosts, and just coming back full boost, ready to defend, ready to make the aerial play because they were leading 1 goal, and they were able to maintain this lead. Is it boring? Is it supposedly boring playstyle? Yes, but did For the Win make it great? Yes, they did.
Nah, that was not boring play style at all. That was the tension. That was the drama. It is games like that, which is why I love Rocket League as a whole. 1-0 scorelines have always been my favorite, and they always will be. And For the Win, that was such an important win for this team, for Portuguese Rocket League. I hope to see them continue right now because this league just got flipped on its head.
Yes, it did. But you know who else is going to get flipped on their heads? It's us, because we have an interview with Sack, who just came from a 3-1 victory against SUPRMODE in a very important game for the Win. Sack, congratulations on your win. How does it feel? Did you expect this to happen?
Yeah. I mean,
sigh of relief.
Yeah, it was a hard game. I'm not gonna say anything. We played our best, I think. So there's nothing much more to it, I guess. Good times overall. Couldn't expect less.
Good times overall.
Yeah, I love that phrase. Good times overall, Sack. Again, congratulations for myself on that win. Does it mean anything extra as well, I suppose, for being the first Portuguese team in this tournament to beat one of the Spanish teams, not to mention the undefeated SUPRMODE, to keep yourself undefeated at this stage?
Yeah, it feels good. It was our objective, and we are also gonna try the same tomorrow.
Are you did this game give you enough confidence for tomorrow?
Yeah, of course.
Do you believe that it's possible now?
I've never doubted.
You can't afford to doubt it.
I doubted a little bit, but I never doubted completely.
Well, I'll admit I doubted before coming into this one, but then again, seeing how aggressive you guys played, especially from the word go, just finding those avenues straight down the middle of the pitch time and time again. Peep in particular seemed to be playing out of his mind. Now, was that something that
Mhm.
you sort of watched film and recognized as a weakness of Supermode, or was that something that you noticed on the pitch on the self? Like, oh, they're not really covering the middle; they're pushing very far forward. Let's just take it straight down the center and score goals time again.
Yeah, that was the case in the first game. So I let Bruno and Pip do their best work, which is defensive work, and they're just insane. So
You think I'll
the
just sit.
the first game, yeah, it was unexpected from them. I thought they were gonna be more offensive, and then on the second game we got punished for thinking that, and after that we adapted to a more defensive play style and just trying to counter their attacks.
Yeah, I mean, I think it paid off in dividends for sure.
In this last game, though, it felt like you were holding the ball in your side of the field in this last game in particular, because you scored that first goal. It was hyper aggressive, and then you just rolled everyone back on the defense. Was this something that was planned, or were you just playing responsively to what super mode we're doing?
I, in the last minutes, it was just trying to keep the ball on our side and see if the timer could end.
Thank you.
It was a bit of that,
Yeah.
but in the rest of the game we were just playing normally, I guess. But
All right.
I don't think it was the best thing to do, just the ball. Even though we always try to keep it on their side and clear it, it was just at the end of the day, it's up to the nerves, you know. Sorry to
No,
to
no,
keep.
no. It's
No, that makes perfect sense. Obviously, sometimes nerves you adjust your play style, sometimes for better, sometimes for worse. And fortunately, this time able to hold out on that defense. That was the longest 1 second I'm sure you have
oh.
experienced in a very
Yeah,
long while.
for sure.
Thank you so much for Zach. Congratulations once again on the For the Win victory. We'll see you tomorrow for the Canyons, hopefully, or not. Who knows? Maybe we'll get maybe we'll get to interview you again. But from my side and from the side of the production and Max, obviously, we appreciate your preference. That's gonna be it for the games tonight or this afternoon. Who knows? But we'll see you again tomorrow at the same time as today. You won't want to miss the games because if the day was insane, tomorrow it's going to be out of this world. Thank you so much for your preference. We'll see you tomorrow. Good afternoon. Good games.